G'day everyone, Shane here again. So it's now a week after the goal run. So the start of this has been good. I've basically just been relaxing and soaking in what I achieved last weekend with doing the 2 days ultra. That was my first ultra and I was quite stoked to be able to do that. A few years ago that's something that I never would have even considered. And now that I know that's possible, every time I do something like that, you sort of realise how much you wasted in being overweight and how much I'm able to actually achieve when I set my mind to it and push my body. So I want to see what else I can do. But this week's been great. It's just been relaxing, a few light walks and just going for a walk of a night time with the dog and throwing the ball and just been enjoying and having a few days off. Now, just with the few runs I have done this week, it's been good, just light week and a little bit recharged and ready to go again. I've literally only ran about 18 Ks. So when I got home on Monday, did pretty much nothing, just took the dog for a walk and just stretched the legs. Tuesday, very much the same thing. I just went for a bit of a walk and stretched the legs again. There's no running on any of that. I did try a few light shuffles just to see how it was, but there's just, you feel the shock through the muscles and that, so I thought I'd give a bit more time. Wednesday, as planned, went for the massage. That sort of really helped with the easing of the muscles and stuff as well. And then that night when I went for the walk, I did do a few short shuffles of only a couple of 100 meters each, just to see how everything felt and making sure everything's going along all right. Then I didn't actually do a proper run until pretty sure it was Friday. So Friday ran 6Ks, just fairly light. Saturday, same thing again, and well, Sunday also. Each day's just been 6Ks. Every single one of it's just been a fairly slow pace. What I would have considered easy. Legs still felt a little bit heavy, but I could still turn over and run at a fairly even pace, roughly around about the 5:30, 5:35, which I'd consider a fairly light run. So it's good just to be able to just sort of trot along and stretch the legs and just starting to get back into it again. So yeah, that's pretty much been my week, nice and easy, 6Ks for 3 nights in a row. And I just spent that time looking at what I wanted to target next. I was thinking I might try and do an ultra, but sort of none in the area that I really want to target straight away. So at this stage, I'm looking at going for the Canberra Marathon. That gives me, I think it's about 11 weeks out. It's on the 5th of April, so 2.5-ish months before I have to be ready for that one. Hopefully carrying fitness from all my previous trainings. I did just come off marathon training before going into the ultra. So hopefully everything is still working fine and would like to improve on my PB. So that was in Melbourne. I ran a 4:10:50, I think it was. I don't know, a few seconds either way, whichever. But that was a 4:10, so I would hope that I can go quicker. I don't know what the actual course at Canberra is like, but given it's around the lake and that sort of thing near the Parliament House there, I imagine it's going to be fairly flat, so that's going to make it a little bit easier. Melbourne itself is a fairly flat course as well, so they shouldn't be too different. I'm going to do a few things differently though in the lead up. So pretty much all I've done since I started running is just run. I've never done anything like speed work and I haven't really done any gym work to go with it or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start incorporating some of that, whether it be just push for a K here and there when I'm on my runs and something. I've got to look at that a little bit more. I might talk to some people that know a little bit more than I do about running, just to sort of get a balance for what I should be doing at the stage that I'm at. I've looked at the calculators that say how fast you should be able to run, and given I can do a half, my PB, I set that not long after I ran Melbourne as a 1:52, I think it was. And at 1:52, I should be able to break 4 hours. I don't know if I'm at that point yet, but I've decided that's going to be my goal for the year, is that I'm going to get under 4 hours for a marathon. So in the process, I've got a second marathon that I've penned into the calendar. I'm not sure whether that's the one I'll actually target or not afterwards. as a backup plan. But for now, I'm going to set my sights on Canberra. That is the right sort of time frame that I was looking at for a build-up. So like I said, I don't know if I go under 4 hours of that one. That would be fantastic if I do it in pretty much first shot out at going for it. But I certainly want to improve on that speed on the ground and just holding that holding that speed that I actually need. So that's basically 530 k's for the full 42 kilometers, and I think I pip in just underneath the 4 hours. Throughout the training, I'll go over the speed work and that I do once I decide what I'm going to do, and I'll go into why I've chosen that. From what I've sort of worked out and from talking to the guys I know, it should all add in, and I do need to change up my training a little bit, because I do just go out and I run and a set pace and just pick those paces based on the distance that I'm planning on running. Very rarely do I set out to just say, well, I'm going to hold marathon pace for 20 k's or something, which is what I think I'm going to need to do, as well as going further than that. Basically, if I go to park run, I'll do 5 fast k's where I do push myself to the limit. But if I'm just going to go for a 15k run of an afternoon for a training, then I won't actually put myself to the wall, and I don't think I can do that as part of the training, but I need to be getting close to that just to get the body used to be able to push itself that little bit further. So in Melbourne, when I ran the 410, I was on track for going just over 4 hours. It should have been a 404, 405 maybe. But in those last few Ks, fatigue set in and the legs were trying to cramp up, and I really had to back off the pace. I really couldn't push myself much faster if I tried to pick up the pace. As soon as I did, the legs would start seizing up. So that's something where I've got to work out, once I get to that point in the run, that the body can actually maintain the speed still. Right up until about the 35k area, I felt really good, and sitting on a good pace, and then the wheels sort of fell off and I lost a lot of time in those last few kilometers. So I'd like to try and correct on those mistakes, get the body used to holding the pace for a little bit longer, and see it out so I can go close to 4 hours at Canberra, and all going well, maybe actually break 4 hours at Canberra. Otherwise, we'll line up for a second shot some other stage, but definitely want to go under that 4 hours at some point. So that's my main goal. And obviously the first shot we're going to have that will be in 11 weeks time in Canberra. I think too, over the last few months, I've been so focused on my training with the running that I haven't really been monitoring my weight. While it stayed stable, I haven't been losing weight for all the Ks I've been running, because I've basically been eating to fuel the energy rather than letting it take some weight off me. So while I float around 95 Ks for a while, I'm going to start focusing back on that weight loss as well. So focusing on that weight, it's going to be a double benefit really. If I'm carrying less weight when I'm out running, I can run further, I can run faster. Well, that's the theory, which should be fairly correct. It's not like running with a bit less weight has to be of benefit there with being able to run further. And just general health. I'm still 95 kilos. I've got some extra weight there to get rid of, so I'm going to try and get rid of some more of that. I've been pretty steady at 95 for a while, so we'll see if we can go down a few kilos and improve there. So next week I'm probably still going to have a light week. I'm not looking at any major Ks, but just getting back into running each night and doing short runs. I'll probably just be ranging between 6 and 10 kilometers, I guess. And just starting to build back up again, let myself recharge, and then in the week after, 10 weeks out, I'll start lifting the Ks again, and hopefully by then I've got my training program worked out and start pushing that out properly. Like I said, I'm just planning another light week this week, just to let myself recharge and get ready to go again. As every time I go into a training program, I do find they do get a little bit draining on me, and just sort of, especially towards the end, and especially why I created these videos a few weeks ago, was just because I was getting flat because the training program had been going for so long. So this one, being a little bit shorter, should be great, and I'll keep you guys posted along as I go, and I'll try and bring in a bit of the theory as to why I'm doing what I'm doing in terms of the any speed work I do or whatever I introduce into the training, just to try and explain what the benefits are planned to be, and hopefully I'll try and go a little bit further into these and make it a bit more than just a vlog about me, but actually start, maybe learn a few things along the way. I'm going to try and learn a few things along the way, so I'll try and pass that on. while my form mightn't be fantastic, I'll see if I can find examples of the proper form I should be doing. If anything, if I'm doing strides, that sort of thing. So that will do for this week. Thanks for watching. Hopefully any training you're doing are going on well and there's no injuries or anything. It's all working out fine. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, keep you posted. But for now, that will do. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next week. See ya.